Today we had Fed meeting minutes, and of course, when you get that sort of news from the Fed, it causes some volatility on the dollar. In today's video, we're talking about the US dollar and whether or not I think it's a buy as we pull back here today, and a little bit of an update on my thoughts on USD. Let's jump into it. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Nick. I talk all about trading Forex and I try and keep it real. And today we are talking about the US dollar and the Fed, a love story that seems to be continuously filled with drama. Well, we're taking a look at the Fed meeting minutes here today, which basically, from what I can gather, what I've been looking around and doing my homework on, what I can tell is that it wasn't a whole lot of shock or craziness in this meeting minutes. However, there was some interesting just kind of reinforcement of the standard, what we've been talking about here on the channel. Basically, rate hikes in March, reducing asset purchases, things like that, which should act, in my opinion, to strengthen the dollar. Now, the question is, though, is it going to strengthen the dollar enough to outcompete some of the other major currencies? That's what we're here to decipher, and that's what we're going to focus on today. So is the dollar a buy as it pulls back to support? And we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about markets that I am personally looking at and some trade setups that are occurring here on this volatility. So again, we can kind of see on the lower time frames, the US dollar pulling back and dropping initially off of this news. But I do personally, and this is just my opinion as usual on the channel, I do think that this may be an opportunity to pick up some longs on the dollar. If you remember, we caught this move here on the channel. We discussed this breakout, retest, continuation. And I think that this, honestly, on a higher time frame, could be an opportunity to look for second chances at this previous breakout zone. So again, from a technical analysis standpoint, looking at the dollar, we had rejection here until we basically were able to break, close above, retest, and continue. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. There were some great trades to be had. Now, as we pull back, I think there's kind of a second chance in this area, as I do believe this zone to be an area of value until further notice. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a guarantee that it's going to go up off this level, but there may be some trade setups that I'm willing to take a small risk on as we set up. Here's Euro USD. I've been discussing this idea on a pullback potentially here. So if I draw some fibs, you can kind of see that we are talking 61.8% retracement, which is just a bit shy of where we currently are when filming this video. I think if we pop up into those zones, there may be opportunities to pick up some shorts on the euro against the dollar. Remember, if I'm USD bullish, right, expecting rate hikes, asset reduction purchases, that sort of thing, then I may choose to short another currency, for example, like the euro. So I'm shorting the euro, buying the dollar on that pullback. So that's kind of my approach. I'm still thinking that, you know, until further notice, until the story changes completely for the Fed and their outlook to stay hawkish, as long as they stay on their path, I do think that the dollar should act strong in coming days, weeks, months, until further notice. For now, again, I like the idea of a pullback potentially to Euro USD on the 61.8% retracement. And I got a confusing one for you guys. I'm long on gold. Guys, Nick's long on gold. And this is a trade that I actually called out in the private Discord channel. Let me actually show you guys just so you know. So I can't take this trade on my US based broker because in the US we can't trade gold very easily. So I do have a backup broker that I took this trade on. Let me just pull this up for you. Here it is. So here's my gold trade. I ended up taking this position inside of the A1 Trading Discord community, which, by the way, if you'd like to join, there's a link down below in the description to sign up for our VIP. But anyways, I took this trade, right? Went long, and price pulled back to a level, beautifully bounced off that. So it's kind of weird, right? If I'm dollar bullish, why am I going long XAU USD? Doesn't that mean you're shorting dollar? Well, the truth is, actually, gold can go up at the same time as the dollar. It's kind of a weird concept, but it is possible for that to occur. When gold is rising, it's usually in risk-off concerns. Markets are literally, usually what's happening is there is some freak out, right? For example, recently with Russia and Ukraine, that's been strengthening gold overall. With uncertainty comes that push into a asset like gold as kind of that safe haven. So that's what I'm looking at for the time being. I'm still in my trade. I've actually trailed it in to break even at this point. I'm letting this trade run, which on the news seems to be helping me out here. A little bit of dollar weakness in the short term. However, I am actually looking to also buy the dollar at the same time. Again, overall, I do think that the dollar is a buy. I don't have any USD specific open trades at this time. But again, I like Euro USD. I also like dollar yen. So check out dollar yen here with me. I mentioned that a really interesting area to me would be a pullback down to 115, give or take, and then looking for some confirmation on the lower time frames. If I take any trades on dollar yen, by the way, you'll see them in the Discord, so I'll update, but it is something that is hot on my watch list right now. On a pullback, I would like to buy dollar yen if it comes back into support. So something I'm watching personally on the dollar yen. So that's just my take on it overall. I do like the dollar, and I'm looking for an opportunity. I like dollar yen, I like euro dollar, and here's one for you, AUD USD, rallying very hard right here on this news. And you know, this is one that I'm cautiously looking for a shorting opportunity. You know, we do have some zones of interest to me. So we have this previous area where we found a lot of resistance. These are higher time frame ideas that I may be looking at in terms of a short bias. You know, we've got the daily chart, for example. A pullback to these levels may be a nice premium opportunity to try and get involved before perhaps a push lower, but that is just my personal take there. Now, what's the thought with gold and where can it go from here? Well, again, I mentioned I am currently long on gold. I haven't traded it in a while, but I shared that full breakdown within the private Discord. Let me actually pull that up one more time. So I ended up going long, short-term long bias due to the Russia-Ukraine situation. You know, my idea here, I've reiterated this a few times on the channel, but the main focus here with gold is that if things worsen, I think that the reward is much better than the small risk that I have to take. So we're actually almost 2 targets, which is awesome. This moved a lot faster than I was expecting it to, but basically price pulled back to a level of support. I bought it, alerted it in the group, and we've been flying since. I have locked in that stop loss, so at this point, there really is no risk to the trade technically. So good spot to be in. Cannot complain there. In terms of other trade setups, like I said, the dollar coming down here today, in my opinion, is a pickup at, you know, on some of the different currency pairs that I mentioned. Euro USD, I like dollar yen. If we get a little bit lower, let me see if there's anything else that's on the docket. I know NZD USD, this is not one that I am aggressively willing to short. It does seem like it's kind of strong here on the 1 hour chart, but have been keeping an eye on this one. What about USD CHF? How's this one doing? Yeah, look at dollar Swiss tagging lows here. And here's something that I'm a little bit interested in. I would like to pick up dollar Swiss franc should we see a break lower. In fact, on the lower time frames, it does look like we're trying to, so we did break out the low point of this range, which is a big deal actually. So we failed to hold this area for dollar Swiss bulls, and we actually broke out completely. So looking bearish in the short term, probably in my opinion, we could see a move down to 91.85, which at that point may be a situation in which I could probably see myself perhaps picking up some dollar longs against the Swiss franc. Definitely one that would be on my watch list as well. I do also want to take a look in light at pound yen. Pound yen is also one that I'm looking for some setups. Would like to see a breakout here. If we can get a breakout above this structure, pullbacks, ideas like that definitely could be interesting. Some targets that I have on pound yen are a move back to 157.69 and then of course 158.056, which is basically the previous high. So I'm looking for some trade setups there. For example, if we were to get some sort of move on volume, a nice breakout there, pullback, and then looking to target some of these levels with trailing stops, that would kind of be my main focus with pound yen. Now again, this one and dollar yen, both of those I am looking to get long on. Dollar yen honestly looking like it wants to, so it's retagging actually the lows of the day. Question is, can we get a poke down into support here? That would definitely be of interest to me. So you're starting to pique my interest personally if we can get down to 115.3 and then also 115.1, 115 flat, and something in that range. So from there, you know, looking for the overall trend to continue, I would be interested in potentially picking this one up long, you know, with probably stops below structure here, and looking to a couple targets on dollar yen would be these previous tops. right? Just keeping it really simple with price action structure. So if the dollar gives us a discount here, you guys, I am actually interested in picking it up long. I've just got to see price come down to my levels, and I'm not trying to rush it. So again, I have my gold trade open, which honestly, this would kind of be truthfully. So if I were to, have bought here, ride this thing up and look to kind of secure profits and then pick up dollar trades, technically, if the dollar got really strong, I could play this thing both ways, right? So I wouldn't be shorting gold personally. I'm still long bias on this until further notice. It's being very kind to me right now. In fact, this trade, I believe, is already what did I risk? I risked 80 pips. So let me see if I can just play around with this for a second. If I go to, well, you know what? I risked 80 pips. So let's see. If I just go from 80 pips, so roughly here, and then now we are sitting floating 222. It's something, right? It's at least more than a 2-to-1, which is a pretty good spot to be in, almost a 3-to-1, currently sitting in the trade. So not bad. By the way, you guys, if you're not already in the Discord, like I mentioned earlier, we'd love to have you join. You can see all the trades that I'm taking, as well as our other top traders, Patrick, Innie, Ivan, myself. And then we also have a community chat where you can chat with some other of the traders around the world. We have people from Australia, Asia, North America, South America, Europe. We have people all over the world, Africa, all countries, or at least many countries, and all continents. So definitely tune in if you haven't already. The link and promo code for a discount is down below in the description. We'd love to see some of you guys in there. Take advantage of the group and use that promo code for a discount. Hope to see some of you guys inside. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching today's video. There are more videos available on our channel here and here, so go ahead and click into that for some more free trading content. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time.